The Athene Real Talk Podcast explores controversial ideas to stimulate debate and active thinking. These ideas do not always reflect Athene's personal views. Welcome to the Athene Real Talk Podcast.
He has been called the best gamer in the world, hands down.
World-famous gamer and philanthropist Athene.
Gaming for Good, it's called, has raised more than $20 million.
Using his notoriety to raise money for charity.
On activism, science, culture, and self-development.
Proud to have him in the studio today. I would not want to take you on in a video game.
What's your goal in life? Shubroka, I'm gonna answer your question here. I'm gonna give a different answer, by the way. Sometimes when I talk, I'll just say, what's your purpose in life? Maybe goal. Well, actually with goal, I would say, you don't get to choose what your goal is. He might say, but that doesn't make any sense. That's the problem. Everybody thinks they get to choose what their purpose is in life. You don't get to choose what your purpose is. Just as much as you don't get to choose to start eating rocks or jumping from a 5th floor building and think you can fly. You don't get to choose reality just as much as you don't get to choose what purpose is. Purpose is defined by what you are designed to do, right? Why you exist. Well, why do you exist? Well, that question, it's a question millions, like thousands of years. We don't have an answer. Of course we have an answer. The reason why you exist, the reason why you experience, is because it evolved as a tool, just like your hands, to help life cope better with its environment. And that's it, to evolve. So your purpose is to evolve as life itself. Not you, but really you defined in a proper way, which is interconnected with everything that brought about what you are, which is your environment and the past. So when people think like, yeah, I have the choice to have a goal, I have the choice to choose what my life is about, it's bullshit. It's a lie. You don't get to choose. You don't get to choose your purpose. You don't get to choose your meaning in life. You don't get to choose that. Just as much as you don't get to choose whether you can fly or not. Things are just the way they are. Life is life, you evolve, you move forward, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. You don't get to argue with that. And it's not because you've learned that lie that it's true. It's not because you've grown up and say like, you're free to choose what to do with your life. Bullshit. You're not free to do what you do in life. If they tell me like, you're free to do what you want to do, like, okay, so I can jump off the window and start flying? No, you're free within the framework. Okay, what framework? Society? What if society tells us smoking is fine? It's killing me, right? It's killing people around us. You don't get to choose. This choice is an illusion. It's a lie. It's dishonest towards yourself. Experience is merely a tool, and the only reason you even have it, the only reason you can even think and feel, is because it was functional to life itself. And the moment you switch it around, you just completely destroy life itself. That's why you kill yourself with pleasure, or that's why we destroy ourselves around the globe as well, because we switch it around. We think our needs are defined by our experience. Our needs are merely defined really based on life itself. If you need to eat, whatever. But it's abundant. It's already all there. It's all saturated. So we have the idea that it's all about experience, and we chase something that's not even there. We chase a goal that's not even there. And that's why it's not satisfying. That's why it's causing so much dissonance. That's why you guys are depressed. That's why you guys even agreed with me. I already explained this over and over again. People agree with me when I explain like, yeah, how chasing these positive experiences is what's causing you to suffer. So stop chasing them. You guys agreed with that. All of you agreed, but still you keep doing it, even though you know it's going against you, because it's the path of least resistance. How do you change that? You can either take the shortcut. You just change the source. Instead of valuing these good experiences, you just value doing what's right. Logic, you can create a strong attachment to that. Think about it, reflect on it. That's step 1 in the 4 steps. Or you can go about it more slowly. Meditation, listening to these real talks over and over again. Go through some more suffering, some experience, some suffering. You can go about it through experience, which is a long fucking ass road, to the point where you start really realizing, damn shit son, this is just how it is. Or you can just do it immediately. Free Matt says, Athene, you mentioned our purpose is to evolve as human beings and as society. Does my life have no purpose because I studied for a diploma and will most likely do a job that is compatible with my studies? How can I contribute to evolution? I'm going to answer your question. The extent to which it has purpose and meaning is the extent to which you truly think it's the right thing to do. If you're just doing it because your parents or your family or your friends told you, then you're doing it not because it's the right thing to do, you're doing it for the eyes of others. And that won't give you purpose. Purpose comes from really doing truly what you believe is right. You can create an identity though, and really try hard on making yourself believe, oh, this is what it's about, this is what it's about, and it might work for a little while, but sooner or later it will bite you in your ass anyway. So now, when you're talking about studying for a diploma and will likely do a job that is compatible with my studies, actually, honestly, I don't know what you studied, but most likely you won't do a job that is compatible with your studies in the long run, because most likely AI and computers are going to take over your job. Unless you're doing something very, peculiar, the chances of you being able to do something in the regards of your diploma is actually very unlikely in the long run, because times are changing faster and faster and faster. Actually, most of the jobs you can even graduate today that people are working on today didn't even exist so long ago. So you got to be aware of these things, because being aware of that really allows you to put your diploma in context. It's not because you studied and graduated that you have to do that. No, it's not about your diploma. It's just merely a tool. The moment you start valuing it too much, you literally put yourself in a path that blocks yourself. So I would say use logic, use your reason, don't submit yourself to the intersubjectivity, think about what is right, and do that rather than anything else. But use your reason, of course, to achieve that. That's my answer to your question. Kitian says, I'm unemployed at the moment, but I think I do a lot more valuable work with the volunteer work I can do instead. The smiles of the happy kids and homeless people I work with and the thankfulness I get back is worth more than gold to me. Let me tell you something, Kitian. I do respect that. It's a good thing. It just goes to show that you have empathy, you care, right? And you're probably more connected with that selfless flow and that selfless awareness. Although I have to say, not only can you do more than what you're doing, but more importantly, doing what's right is not about doing what feels right. It's about doing what is right. And the difference what feels right and what is right is defined by impact, while what feels right is being connected with people smiling or people thanking you. You shouldn't do what's right for a thank you or for a smile. You should do what's right because that is what you're designed to do. And the moment you start shifting that, right, from what feels right to what is right and have a logical framework, not only do you create a lot more consistency and stability in your life, but you make it timeless. You won't lose it. Doing the right thing is basically defined by having the biggest positive impact in the world. And that's defined by the knowledge you have. You use your knowledge within your situation how to, improve and how to have an impact. Although I have to say, though, that if you understand the problem of society, which is that we're being conditioned to believe how feeling good is what it's all life about and how this right thing is actually already in all of us, then I would say the most impactful thing you can do is not only adopt this mindset, but it's to organize yourself and spread it. It's by far the best thing you can do, I think. Morshko Play says, it's really sad what you've become. Gone from an entertainer that bring people joy to something that just hurts people. Morshko Plays, no, I'm not hurting people, not even you. I'm helping you. You might say no, it doesn't feel like that. No, it doesn't feel like that because what is causing you the pain right now is the cause of your suffering. And I already explained this and I'm going to explain it again. When you grow up, and you guys could all really think about it and really reflect on it, because this really will drastically help you realize not just the scam and the lie that has been imposed on you, but also a way out. When you grow up as a kid and you feel like, okay, I want to understand the world, you have this curiosity. As a child, you have this curiosity. You want to, have a bigger impact in the world. Like, even though it's very simple and stupid, you are in your own fantasy where everything is nice. And like, if you didn't get too fucked up as a very young child, you have this sense of giving. You have this sense of being the superhero or whatever. But society, what it does is it conditions you to tell you like, hey, doing what's right is not being cultivated whatsoever as you grow older. It's about you. It's about your success, about your money, about your happiness. And as a result, you start, adopting these insights and you start reflecting and projecting yourself using these flawed, dysfunctional mechanisms that are not what you're supposed to do. You grow up. You have nothing to live for except your good experience. As a result, everything you do, you channel it through that wanting to feel good. And as a result, when you feel bad, you start creating a feedback loop and a vicious circle of feeling even worse and worse and worse, to the point where you even get depressed because you go like, yeah, why do I even live? And rightfully so. If feeling good is the only reason why you live, then if you feel bad, why the fuck even live? And that's why most people are depressed. It's because they feel like shit and they go like, why the fuck would I even live? Because they feel worthless. The problem is, you are not worthless. The only reason why you feel worthless is because you're actually chasing something that is worthless. Feeling good is not a goal. It's not a purpose. It's merely a side effect. It is something that emerges when you do what is right. And that is something that people, like, when they have something to live for, really experience it firsthand. When you do good, when you help other people, you get this fulfillment that comes out of nowhere. Because it's how we have come so far. So the problem is when you go like, yeah, man, you don't know, we gotta make a job, we gotta take care of ourselves. Like, it's literally your conditioning speaking. You gotta take a distance and look at the processes and start wondering like, okay, what am I actually doing with my life? Because when you start realizing that and start facing these inner demons that have literally been carved in your brain, you go like, the fuck am I doing? Going and working a 9-to-5 job or whatever, so you can then go and spend your time playing games or going and on vacation or whatever. Like, you have constant this duality, like, oh, you're here, you do something, you get rewarded. Oh, here are your points. You have all this really emptiness that is defining what you are, that just takes everything, sucks you completely dry, sucks all the purpose out of you. And you just feel like directionless. You don't know what to do with your life. Most of you guys, honestly, you guys don't have a fucking clue what to do with your life. You're just going day by day, distracted, and when reality comes in front of your door, knocking, you just go do that one job, and you just fall into this repetitive, impulsive machinery, and the moments of clarity in your life are the most depressing ones, because you look at it and you go, what the fuck am I doing with my life? And that's the thing, when you start realizing that, when you start realizing that it's a lie, when you start realizing that the governments and the companies and the nations and all that shit are merely there in order to turn you into a drone within that machinery, you start realizing, fuck this shit. It's not about what other people tell me to do. It's not about buying shit I don't need. It's not about impressing people I don't care about, or they don't care about me. It's about doing what I believe is right based on my understandings, based on my knowledge, my view on reality, and doing so to the extent where it's not even about you. And that's where you start getting that purpose, that meaning that you've never thought. And that's why you guys come back to this stream. Honestly, the main reason why all of you guys, almost all of you guys, come back to this stream is because you know it's true. You come back because this is the only place, like literally the only place that tells you so clearly what the fuck is up with you. And on a certain level, you want to change. But you're insecure. You're scared. That inner child is scared. It's like, what am I going to be? What am I going to get in return? Because you feel like the entire world is against you. But I can tell you, once you do this leap, you feel liberated. You feel like you've been set free. And it really has such a big impact on your life and the life of people around you. And honestly, when I read these testimonies of people saying like, man, this connection of doing what's right grounds me so much, gives me so much more confidence, gives me so much more clarity. These people are more happy. Like people that go into a psychiatrist that had to take pills for antidepressant, like they just feel purpose in life. Not just in life, purpose in life itself. Don't let yourself be sucked dry, man. You guys know damn straight that what I'm saying is spot on. You guys have been given a broken deal, and it's not even your fault. Most of you guys, when you guys hear it, you goes like, man, this hits home. But once you stop watching the stream, it's just back pulling at you. And I know it takes effort, but I've seen people did it. Many people did it. Already 3 people actually did it. That's quite a lot. And they even say, I talked yesterday to a girl. She's also coming over like this week. And she said she knew that it was bullshit, but she was still very much attached to it. But she really said like, I have a responsibility. I gotta let go. And she knew once she did, there is no way back. The moment you accept it's all bullshit and you take up a responsibility, there is no turning back. And funnily enough, she says she feels better than ever, even though it's not what it's about. You're literally being a prisoner of your own value of feeling good that society has made you teach, oh, this is what it's about. It's not what it's about. You are the guy in 1200 that goes to a crusade in Israel to free the land and die for a cause, and everybody claps at you and goes like, whoa, I'm so proud. But if you put it in this culture, people just facepalm and say, you fucking what, mate? Are you crazy? Same with your culture, the life you're living. You're subscribing to a cause that is empty, that doesn't have a meaning, that doesn't have a purpose, and that is not even factually, with our current understanding, can't even stand for a second. You can't chase your feeling good because it's a side effect. Don't be that crusaders that went on a crusade and died for a cause, you know. The life you're living is almost as stupid. And if you reflect on these things, you can't get out of it. You can't get out of it. Project your life. You really have this duality in life. Oh yeah, I gotta work. You really have like fun time, work time. No. When you do the right thing, there is no such a thing as fun time and work time anymore. You do this at any given moment what you have to do, and that's it. You don't experience this inner duality of like, oh, I gotta work and now I can be free. Because when you think that, like, you all the time while you work, you're thinking like, oh, that is what is causing most of suffering. If you want to feel good, right, just looking forward, like, oh, I want to watch this movie tonight. Oh, I want to watch this movie. I want to watch this movie. You don't even get to live your life. And then even if you watch that movie, it's not even worth it. Well, if you don't care about feeling good, it doesn't chase you, it doesn't haunt you anymore. You don't go like, yeah, I'm going to do that, I'm going to feel good. Oh yeah, I'm going to work. Oh, looking forward. No, you get to live now. You get to live right now. You don't get to live later, and then when it's so far, you don't even experience it as its fullest. You get to live right now, any single moment. You guys let your life go past you for no reason, because you guys have been told a lie without knowing any difference. And you guys know how hard this hits home. You guys know it. You guys know that this is fucking true.
Subscribe to youtube.com/AtheneWins. Watch the live stream at twitch.tv/AtheneLive and follow the real Athene on Snapchat.